Good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news for this Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. Help support the show. You know what to do. Get your Fade to Black T-shirts. There's 2 shirts to get. 2 ways to get them. The links are below. Help support everything that we do here. It's a big team and it's a busy place. So help support what we do by getting your T-shirts. Everything's autographed and includes shipping. The links are below. Let's get straight to it. On this day in history, 1484, Pope Innocent VIII condemned witchcraft on this day in 1484 with a papal bull. And subsequently, he dispatched inquisitors to Germany to try witches and persecuted Giovanni Pico della Mirandola on this day in 1484. Here's your Fader fact. Check this out. During the 1960s and 1970s, hijackings from the USA to Cuba became so commonplace that pilots were provided with specific detour flight plans. The situation even led to the serious consideration of constructing a fake Havana airport in South Florida for hijacked planes to land. And that is your Fader fact. Let's get to the breaking news. Lots of news today. I'm going to start here. A radical theory that consistently unifies gravity and quantum mechanics while preserving Einstein's classical concept of space-time has been announced in 2 papers published simultaneously by UCL, the University College of London physicists. Modern physics is founded upon 2 pillars: quantum theory on the one hand, which governs the smallest particles in the universe, and Einstein's theory of general relativity on the other, which explains gravity through the bending of space-time. But these 2 theories are in contradiction with each other, and a reconciliation has remained elusive for over a century. But a new theory developed by Professor Jonathan Oppenheim, UCL Physics and Astronomy, and laid out in a paper in Physical Review X, challenges that consensus and takes an alternative approach by suggesting that space-time may be classical, that is, not governed by quantum theory at all. Instead of modifying space-time, the theory dubbed the post-quantum theory of classical gravity modifies quantum theory and predicts an intrinsic breakdown in predictability that is mediated by space-time itself. A second paper, published simultaneously in Nature Communications and led by Professor Oppenheim's former PhD students, looks at some of the consequences of the theory and proposes an experiment to test it, to measure a mass very precisely to see if its weight appears to fluctuate over time. We are finally getting closer to what Einstein never finished: a unified theory of everything. And this is very, very big news. Not as big as this, though. Jonathan, the world's oldest land animal, just celebrated another birthday. He has turned 191 years old, extending his title as the oldest thing on earth that's alive by another year. The giant tortoise, known as Jonathan, of course, has lived on the remote South Atlantic island of St. Helena since 1882, after he was gifted to the governor at the time. Estimated to have been born in 1832, his age is a conservative estimate as he was fully mature, meaning he was at least 50 years old at the time when he arrived, meaning he could be even older. His last assumed age was supported when an old photograph taken between 1882 and 1886 was discovered, showing Jonathan grazing in residency gardens of William Gray Wilson, the overseas British Territory governor of St. Helena at the time. 191 years old. Happy birthday, Jonathan. Check this out. Very concerning news announced today. Meta, that's right, Meta, Facebook. Meta has closed nearly 4,800 fake accounts in China that tried to polarize U.S. voters. The tech company said accounts impersonating Americans spread political content aimed to divide the country ahead of the next election year. That's right. Someone in China created thousands of fake Facebook and Instagram accounts designed to impersonate Americans and use them to spread polarizing political content in an apparent effort to divide the U.S. ahead of next year's elections, Meta just announced. The network of nearly 4,800 fake accounts was attempting to build an audience when it was identified and eliminated by the tech company, which owns Facebook and Instagram. The accounts sported fake photos, names, and locations as a way to appear like everyday American Facebook users and weighing in on political issues. There you go. It's the world we live in today, right? A painting by the famous artist Sandro Botticelli, one believed to be missing for nearly 50 years, has been discovered. The masterpiece depicting the Virgin Mary and the baby Jesus, was discovered in a family home in the Italian town of Gragnano, south of Naples, according to news reports. The artwork is estimated to be worth at least, check this, $109 million. And it was just hanging in a house. It is believed to be one of the final paintings by the artist, who died in 1510 and is best known for his paintings The Birth of Venus and Primavera. The painting is totally unknown to the public and will now be exhibited thanks to the Italian Cultural Heritage Protection Unit. $109 million just hanging in somebody's kitchen. Incredible. And finally, I'll leave you with this. As if homesickness, wasting muscles, thinner bones, and elevated cancer risk, the inescapable company of overachievers, and the prospect of death in the endless vacuum of space were not enough to contend with, male astronauts may return from deep space prone to erectile dysfunction. That's right. All of this in a new report. In what is claimed to be the first study to assess the impact of galactic radiation and weightlessness on male sexual health, NASA-funded researchers found that galactic cosmic rays, and to a lesser extent microgravity, can impair the function of erectile tissues, with the effects lasting potentially for decades. Raising their concerns in a report that was just released, the U.S. researchers said that they identified, quote, a new health risk to consider when in deep space exploration, end quote. They called for the sexual health of astronauts to be closely monitored on their return from future deep space missions, noting that certain antioxidants may help to counteract the ill effects by blocking harmful biological processes. I guess they haven't heard about Viagra. There you go. There's all the Fade to Black breaking news that you need for this Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. Fade to Black breaking news is produced by Renee Newman, including that last article. That's right. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'll see you tonight on Fade to Black. Go Backley Tappy.